Good afternoon.
Transitioning back.
Refresh your browsers, y'all, because today is... What's today?
Thursday.
That's right.
March.
The 1st, 2012.
April Fool. Oh, wrong month.
And you are listening to Room 3026 Live.
Live.
Episode 477, a 60-minute conversation ranging from technology to pop culture. And I'm your host, Damon Nolan. We are broadcasting live right here in Durham, North Carolina. We're back in the Onyx Tower, y'all.
Yep.
Today, my co-host is Mr. Michael Render.
I do's it, and I always do's it.
And as always, we encourage listener participation. That means that you can join the conversation. All you have to do is give us a call right here at 646-929-2689. Again, that's 646-929-2689. Or you can chat with us right here over at blogtalkradio.com/Damon Nolan. Want to give a special thanks to Mr. Darren Tyler for providing our theme song, which we say is Without You. And that reminds me that without you, we would not be where we are today. So let me say thank you for all that you do, because you know what? I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Sure. Now let me turn to the chat room and say hi to those who are walking in the room right now. Of course, want to say what's up to Mr. Leon Lewis, who's calling in from the phones right now. What's up, man? Also want to say what's up to Mr. Alan Tran, the man, who is here right now.
Wham. Bam.
Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. Want to thank all of you who are listening live in an archive. Thank you for what you do, for your ongoing support. Let me say what's up to Tim Arthur, who just is walking in right now. What's going on, sir? Now, let me briefly say what we're going to talk about on this episode of Room 3026 Live. We are going to talk about the newest thing that Netflix has been rolling out, what they've been working on for a little while. We want to talk a little bit about that. What's going on with them? We also want to hear a couple of our interviews. We're going to start off with Jenny Hallis.
Hallis.
Yeah, that's with a Z.
With a Z.
That's right. Jenny Hallis. She is a local entrepreneur here in the area, and we have a brief interview from yesterday's event. Matter of fact, we got a couple more interviews that we're going to play as well. I want to say big ups to Tim Arthur for being there, number one, and making that happen. Thank you, sir, for all of your ongoing support. It was really good to have that little recording device with you. It makes things so much easier.
Yes, it did.
See, now I'm going to go buy one from my my next event.
Ballin'.
Whatever. I can't think right now like what that event would be, but I don't know. I'll just come up with a reason to buy one. It's only a couple $100.
Ballin'.
No, I'm not balling. It's not, and that's not even about balling. It's all about investing in your business.
It's about you trying to pay.
Well,
this time.
You know how easy. You saw how easy it was.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a lot easier.
See, I would have went to Big Lots or something and got like the
like the little recorders.
Yeah, and just like, hey, talk.
Yeah, yeah. Talk now.
Yeah.
No, this is really a really cool device, and I want to say big up to Tim. Thank you, sir, for making it happen. So we are gonna, go into some of those interviews later on. So hold on tight. We have a couple of stories we're gonna talk about, but before we do, let me ask Mike Render, man, anything exciting happened yesterday after you left the event? Because not like I didn't know what you were doing all day yesterday. How do you feel today, man? I'm kind of tired.
Yeah, I'm
worn
out. Yeah.
That event, man, it was a good event, but
it's that conference slag, man.
Yeah, it's got to be what it is.
Yeah, you feel like that every time.
Because you've been sitting down the whole entire time, right? You're listening to these presentations, and they're good, but you have to like really focus.
Yeah, like you concentrate the whole time on what the presenters are saying, and just takes energy, man.
And I live blogged 3 of those.
Yeah, Tim thought you left. I was
Left.
like, nah, he's behind us. He's by the outlet.
You know what I
get
found
power.
out later? Because I went in the back because I didn't have any power.
Right. That's what I told him.
And what I found out, though, is that under the table, there was actually a power cord. But I didn't know that because it was on the other side of Tim.
Oh.
But I didn't realize that
saw
it was there. What do you mean you saw it?
Huh?
What do you mean you saw it? You saw it, didn't tell me?
What?
You made me go in the back when I could have been next to you guys the whole just to be close to you.
I thought you looked cooler
Boy.
getting up and sitting in the back, and then when somebody asked you what you were doing, you could say you were live blogging. So
It's guy love between two guys. I just want to sit between you guys, man. That's all.
it would be my honor,
To be your new step brother?
Father.
Oh, man. Anyway, man, it's great to be back. Miss Eileen has walked in the door. What's going on, ma'am?
What up?
Good to see you. Thoroughly enjoyed being there. But yes, I'm a little lagging.
Yeah, it's rough,
if you
man.
guys didn't know, Derek Brinson is not here right now.
I think he's on the West Coast, man.
He is somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's on the
He's somewhere.
Californication.
Californication.
Cating.
He's somewhere. So he is not going to be here today. It's just going to be Mike and I right now. However, feel free to call in. You know, we like
It's
we
still
like
gonna
guests.
be cool. It's still gonna be fun.
Well, because we
He
cool
does it,
like
does
that.
it.
We chill like that. We do like that. We is like that. Just come up with something on the fly. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right on in, shall we? At 8 minutes in, let's jump in.
2.
Feed watch.
Cool.
Cool?
Feed watch.
Feed watch. It's where we constantly comb the tech blogs and other blogs
Sporadically.
so that you don't have to. We give you the news that you can use because that's what we do. So you best not snooze. You will not lose. Unless, of course, you just enjoy singing the blues. A boo-hoo, even. A boo-hoo.
Meanwhile, back at the
Meanwhile, back
Hall
at the
Justice.
ranch. So Netflix is really getting serious now about its closed captioning. And I can just hear wherever Derek is, he's going to say something to the effect of, yes, and that's only going to help it get acquired. Nah. Well, for those of you who don't know, you can actually watch Netflix movies streaming online, and a great deal of those movies now actually have closed captioning. That means you can have the little words going across the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know about you, and I'm not hard of hearing, but I do at times like to see what people are saying in the movies, because there are times where you can't really hear what they're saying. Am I right or am I wrong? Mike Render, Mike Render.
if you're in the room.
I don't always. Here's the thing. I don't always watch Netflix movies from my TV set.
Okay.
Sometimes I watch TV. I watch it from a laptop. Let's say if I'm on the road, or let's say I'm watching it from my phone. Now, there are times when you try to listen to it from your phone and the speaker's not really loud enough,
Right.
or you're fighting against little kids who are running around. They're like, yeah, and they're jumping off the couch and from the ceiling and all these different things, right? And so all of a sudden you realize that you can't hear what they're saying. So what you have to do is you got to turn on the closed captioning and you say, okay, boom. I can now finally get my show again.
See, I'm more of the opposite. Like, I'll have Netflix playing in one window and then go open new tabs, and I'll just listen.
So you don't even watch the movie; you just listen to the movie.
Until I hear until something's like, oh shoot, something seems like it's going down, and then I'll stop what I'm doing and then go watch.
So you're
And then-
multitasking.
Yeah.
You're listening to a movie that you're not really watching, so that you can do something else.
I mean, that's how I got through the season so fast.
Gotcha.
I spent
so
the
you
whole
don't.
day.
So you missed the part where he slapped him because you never saw
Well,
it.
no, you hear the slap, right?
Oh.
And then you just.
But you don't know who
rewind
slapped
back.
who.
Yeah, that's why you got to
Okay.
rewind
You gotta
back.
go back and say, "Oh, somebody just
Yeah.
got slapped."
Oh, okay, and then like, all right, so nothing else is going on in the next scene,
gotcha.
so you go away.
Okay. Well, I got some numbers, and it looks like Netflix is really taking their subtitles or captions very seriously, according to their TechCrunch story. And it says that right now, as of today, 80% of the hours streamed in the U.S. has captions or subtitles.
Right.
80%. Now, let me make sure that's clear, because, see, the first time I read this, I said, oh, so 80% of the shows and movies that are on Netflix have captions. No. Be careful what I just read. What I said was 80% of the hours that are watched have closed captions. Now, I know what you're saying right now, Mike. I can hear it in your finger typing. What you really mean to say is, what is that supposed to mean? What that means is there are some shows that don't get watched that probably are not going to get closed captioning first. But
Right.
the most watched shows are the ones that I think Netflix is capturing right now. And that's pretty much what we're seeing here. Now, what's interesting is if you look over the last, let's say the last year, 2011, the last time they ran this report, Netflix said that the captions in June of 2011, they only were 40% done. And
So-
again, let me be clear. That's 40% of the total hours watched.
Okay.
In November, they had moved up to 60%. So now, here in where we at today is we're in March. As of March, they are now up to 80% of the hours watched is now have captions. Now, one thing that Netflix wants to control your expectations for a second is to say, I know that we were able to get a lot of these things done relatively quickly, but the last 20% of the movies and shows, the hours watched, it won't happen as fast. And the reason being is because nobody's watching them.
Right.
So they're like, well, maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll kind of do it as we get it. But what this really says is it's more than that, because it tells me is that they actually have analytics. They know what people are watching,
Right.
right? And
I mean, that's how they're showing you the other movies to,
they need to refresh my home screen though. I guess I'm sick and
Mine
tired of
changes all
seeing
the time.
the same 10 shows every time I go in. I'm like,
Do you
really?
watch-
Do I really want to see this same show up here again?
Well, it depends. You have to watch other stuff or just click on other things that you think you might watch.
But I
and
don't
then-
know if I want to watch those.
Well, I
Because
mean,
some
you-
of them look really bad.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it, but if you click on it and just let it play, it'll track that as like you viewed it, and so you'll get new
new
Yeah,
stuff.
because like I click on crap all the time just to see what it is. And
But it
then-
messes up your Well, I guess mine's messed up anyway, because I got kids and they watch some
Yeah.
garbage of shows, right? So all of a sudden I keep getting these recommendations like, we see that you like strawberry shortcake, so we're going to show you My Little Ponies. And this is something that's way off the subject. Talking about My Little Ponies for a second.
My Little Pony.
Did you guys
My
know
Little
that there are
Pony.
dudes that like My Little Pony? And they actually have a name for themselves. I know this is so off key. They're called bronies. Like bros who like ponies. And I learned about this last week, and I looked it up online, and sure enough, there are dudes out there. Yes, I know. Bronies.
Like jabroni.
That's what I said. I was like jabroni, like
The Rock?
like The Rock.
Yeah.
And they said no. This is where dudes really love My Little Ponies, and they buy these little things, and they actually talk about them, and they watch the show. And there's a whole demographic of grown people who love
Yeah, I
My
was
Little
say,
Pony.
Little boys don't like My Little Pony.
No, there are some kids, like teenagers right
kids,
now. No,
man.
look it up. Go online, look it up. Brony. And look at this. Like I looked at this one picture. It was a grown man holding a purple My Little Pony in his hand. Right? Urban Dictionary, Brony. A name typically given to a male viewer or fan, whether they are straight, gay, or bisexual or whatever, of the My Little Pony show or franchise.
Via Urban Dictionary.
That's called from the Urban Dictionary. They're called brony, My Little Brony. And I kid you not. That's new to me.
Are you serious?
I kid you not. This is true. This is new.
Now, see, I'm not trying to justify that. Like, Rainbow Bright.
So
had-
you like Rainbow Bright?
No, I'm not saying.
So
I'm
is
not-
that where you're going next?
No.
I think it's okay because
No,
I
I'm
like
not saying
Rainbow
it's
Bright.
okay. But Rainbow Bright had a guy that had a robot horse, and it was like a cyborg, and it could talk, and it was like Knight Rider, but it was a pony. Now,
Okay.
that was cool. but he was a dude, and he was the only dude in the whole clique.
Okay.
So
that made it okay for you to watch.
Like, it made it
Rainbow
cool,
Bright.
yeah, because he would come out on the cool horse. Everybody else had like actual horses. But so I can understand that far and then stopping, but to take it into being called a brony.
Yeah. Well, that's my education. That's my education thing for the moment. There you go. My little bronies. Right. I thought it was at first though. When I first heard about it, I thought, well, maybe it's because, they're homosexuals or something. And it was like, no, because it's really seriously, this is straight, gay or otherwise. This is it. So
now, what was the little gerbil hamster things that everybody used to collect? Do they still collect those?
Gerbil hamsters?
Yeah, it was like
oh, I know you're talking about. They would like run around the house and like.
Nah, like everybody collected them. I can't think of what they called, but like grown men did that because they were selling for like $1,500 a piece for like these little stuffed animals.
Oh, I have no idea.
And I hope that's what they're doing with these ponies. I hope that's what it's about.
I don't know.
I hope money's involved.
I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't know it. But anyway, back to Netflix. So anyway, they're going to be increasing the number of closed captions they have on their shows. So just be aware.
Cool.
All right. I want to do an introduction. Let me do one of our interviews from yesterday. We actually have Jenny Hallis, one of the speakers from yesterday, and I forgot the exact title, but we can hear this in the interview. But she was talking about SEO and landing pages, I think was something of the title. And I wanted to share this interview with you. I think there's some good information here, and so check it out. This is Jenny Hallis. This is Damon Nolan, and we are here with Tim Arthur and Michael Render. We're at the Triangle AMA Digital Marketing Training Camp 2012. We have a special guest. She just finished her presentation, and her name is Jenny Hallis. And her presentation was on search engine and landing page optimization. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you could join us.
Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we'll jump into your presentation.
Absolutely. I'm a former search agency exec who climbed up that ladder and didn't like the view from the top. I decided to strike out on my own about a year ago doing consulting. And it's really been a fun ride, learning to do it on my own and owning my own business. So I'm trying to do more and more talks like this to get my name out there. So
awesome.
Thanks for having me.
The name of your company is JLH Marketing, Inc.?
That's right.
That's it. Okay. So your topic today, search engine and landing page optimization. Now, this is definitely important to us. I know that Mike Render, this is one of my guys on the team.
Hello.
We develop web pages for the university. And so clearly knowing your audience and asking the very real questions of what do you want them to do when they get there are things that we oftentimes ask our customers. But tell us a little bit about your presentation today.
Absolutely. So my goal today was really just to give people a 1,000-foot view of landing page optimization. The idea that there are these fundamentals that are really, in essence, instinct. That your goal is to create for your users and create something that they can interact with easily and quickly. You want to drive them through a path that meets your ultimate conversion metric, whatever that might be, whether it's to have them fill out a form or make a purchase. It's different for everybody.
One of the things I noticed at the higher education level, and we deal with, I think, 170 different departments for a team of 4. And one of the questions we keep asking is, what is your goal? What do you want them to do? And it's so hard to get them to answer the question. Like,
it's amazing how often they don't know that, isn't it?
Yeah. How can I help you help yourself? So what do you say in those situations? Like, how do you milk it out of them to say, look, I need you to answer this?
Well, I think a lot of it is learning to read between the lines. I did an article recently on the questions to ask a customer when you're first starting out to get an idea of what their keywords are and what their ultimate goal is.
Gotcha.
And one of them is to ask them to give you their sales pitch. And if you ask them to give you their sales pitch and you stop them every time they use a word that you have no idea what it means, then you can start to figure out what it is that they really do.
Gotcha. Now, earlier on in your presentation, you talked about search engine optimization, and you jumped briefly into Google and the personalization that they're now doing. So before, which is what, I think Google Plus and this new thing they're doing there where you can do a search, or you said keyword research. And as a result, you can see what your friends are reading or recommending, what they're sharing, right?
Yes, but only if they have profiles on Google Plus, which is a bit irritating.
Right. If you're in somebody's circle, they'll appear in your search results.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the days, and I'm not a big SEO, guru or anything. So, but I understand that the way that we used to do it, and this is kind of what you said, is the way we used to do it is going out the door. The way we are doing it today is through the personalization. So knowing that, does it really matter that we're number one? Or should we continue to seek to be number one in the search engine results?
That's an excellent question. And one I get asked by potential customers all the time is, can you guarantee me ranking? Or can you get me in the top 5?
Right.
And the question is where and when and for who? Because everything is personalized. There's no such thing as a number one listing anymore. It depends on where you're located. You can even you can even use like an incognito browser in Chrome or something,
right.
But it's still going to log your IP address and give you results based on where you're located. So there's really no such thing as a number one listing on Google anymore. And that to me is the most telling in how far search has come and how we're moving back to this traditional marketing mindset of you have to create a target market. You have to find out who your target market is and go after them because you're going to have to figure out how to get in front of them in this personalized environment.
Wow.
So in terms of prior to the recent addition of personalization to the search results, it was probably, I think the stats I saw was about 40% of people would click on the number one listing in Google. Okay. So now when approaching a customer who had the goal to be number one on Google because they realized that's going to be about 40% of the click-throughs, now how has that changed, since there is no baseline anymore, how has that changed how customers or potential clients focus on where they need to be in the results? Has that changed?
Well, here's the thing. When I take on a new client, I try to show them this right out of the gate and say, I can do a search here on my computer and you can do a search on your computer and we're going to get completely different results because you're looking up your website 100,000 times a day.
Right.
and this is the first time I'm looking at it. Well, maybe once before, preparing for the meeting or whatever. But the goal is to get people to stop focusing on where they are in the search results. It's not about where you're ranked. It's about the traffic that you're getting and the return on investment that you're seeing from that traffic.
Now, have you seen that there's more focus being placed on things like long-tail keywords in terms of overall success of businesses as well, kind of leveraging long-tail keywords?
Absolutely. The long tail has traditionally been something that search marketers have shied away from just because of the incredible complexity of possibilities in the long tail. But the truth of the matter is, with the advent of things like Google Webmaster Tools that give us this type of data from Google directly, or Bing Webmaster Tools has it as well, you can see what keywords people are using to look at your site. Instead of having to try and guess, I need to show up for these long tail keywords, you can find out which ones you're actually showing up for. And then you can optimize based on that. And to find the ones that you're not showing up for that you still want to be showing up for, you can extrapolate from what you are showing up for to find out what those are. Right. You can also look at competitive data and things like that for that type of information.
They still have me showing up for slow carb diet, and I only did that for it's part of my blog, right? And I said I only wanted to do this a couple times, and it's still today the most popular keyword that comes to my website.
14 months ago.
Yeah, slow carbs.
But how much of that traffic brings you anything useful?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so I got to get out of that somehow. I need to get in contact with you.
Well, you don't have to get out of it necessarily. I mean, why turn the traffic away?
Yeah.
There might be 1/100% of people who are actually interested in what it is that you do beyond your slow carb diet. So don't turn it off, but recognize that it's not your power keyword.
Right.
You need to be doing what Jenny just talked about in her talk, optimizing that landing page that all that traffic is bringing you.
You're right.
And doing something with that traffic.
And force it to to something like an email list or something.
Sign up for an affiliate program or something.
Yeah.
Make some money on the side.
That's a good idea. Well, I want to make sure that people find you. First of all, what kind of companies should be contacting you? And then where can we find you?
Well, I'm on the web at jlh-marketing.com. And I'm also on Twitter at Jenny Hallas. That's Halaz. That Z is, I just don't even want to talk about it. But I'm looking for people who are interested in taking their marketing to the next level. I work with very small businesses like one-man shops, and I also work with multinational companies. So it just kind of depends on where the decision makers of that company are in their evolution of marketing and of search.
Okay. And you're here in Raleigh?
Yes.
But do you work outside of Raleigh as well?
I do. I work all over. Before I was an independent consultant, I worked for an agency based in New York City.
Okay.
And then I also did a stint with Vanessa Fox's agency in Seattle, Washington.
Very nice.
So both fantastic experiences and good companies. But I've got network all around because of that. I'm very fortunate.
Awesome. Well, I definitely want to say thank you for spending some time with us, and I enjoyed your presentation. I'm going to go back to our office now and try to incorporate the ROI that you shared with me. Again, I want to welcome all of you to go check out her Twitter handle and her website. And thanks again, Jenny.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block. Jenny Hallas, ladies and gentlemen.
The SEO
Jenny
block.
Hallas. That was really good. And say thanks again to Tim Arthur for making that happen. Really appreciate that. He had a really good device that captured all of the goodness
That you're trying to pay for.
Right. I need to get one now.
Balling.
Anyway, let's take a quick break and we'll take some pictures. How about that?
Cool.
Yeah. And that break is called Daily Booth. All right, Daily Booth is where we go to take pictures. It's a free website. You can go there right now. It's www.dailybooth.com. You can pull out your webcam, you can pull out your cell phone, or you can just upload a picture, whatever is easiest for you. And when you do, you can share that link with us right here in the chat room. And it looks like Mike Render is going to take his picture right now. And we'll gladly take a look at yours. And if you are listening to the archive show, don't worry. You can always jump on Daily Booth at any time. You can go to www.dailybooth.com. You can follow me there at dailybooth.com/Damon Nolan and take your picture and then follow me. Let me know you are a listener, and I'll follow you back. Now, I see Mike Render is pulling out his camera, so feel free to post your picture as you get them, and we'll take a look at them. And there we go. Now, Tim Arthur says, "Yo, D, play the bumper." All right, let me see if I can find it. I have a bumper here that I think would be kind of cool. And I thought it was really cool because, A, it was well done. And B, because we got bumpers. You can't go wrong with bumpers, baby. Anyway, so feel free to post your picture. I see Tim Arthur is doing that now. I'm going to play a bumper in a second here, Tim, while you pull out your camera. Because I thought it was good. I still need to add it to our daily show. Anyway, check this out. This is a bumper that we got yesterday from Greg Ng.
This is Greg, the frozen food master from freezerburns.com, and whenever I am eating my frozen meal during lunch, I'm listening to Room 3026 live.
Thank you, Greg. That was awesome. Tim Arthur throws his picture.
Needs music.
Right, a little bit of music, little bed behind that.
Yeah, something.
All right, so let's take a look at Tim's picture real quick. See what he's up to. Happy day. Happy day. Tim got some light in his office. Hey, man, that's all right. And Mike Renner throws up his picture as well. You can kind of see me in the back.
Natural.
I wasn't ready for that one, Mike. I wasn't ready.
I thought you was looking at me. I was looking through the camera and it looked like you was looking up at me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on to our next story. And this one here is about Chrome. We oftentimes talk about browsers here on the show, right? We talk about which browser is the best, Chrome, and which one is the least best, IE, right? I mean, there should be no argument there. As a web developer.
You said least best, right?
Least best.
Oh, okay.
Right? IE. Unless there's another one that's worse than that I can think of. IE has been a constant pain in our backside. So what do we do? Well, I wanted so we oftentimes talk about like which is the best one. Well, I have some new numbers as it pertains to what is going on in the browser space right now. So, coming from the Next Web, Chrome is, well, they're not doing as well as they used to do. Can I just start there? Chrome is not doing as well as it used to do. As a matter of fact, IE9 is actually getting better right now, according to this latest story from the Next Web. Since for the second straight month, according to the well-regarded net market share, Chrome has lost global aggregate market share. Ugh.
Darn.
Yes, that's what I said. Internet 9, though, on the other hand, has surged, but IE as a whole, just like Chrome, the numbers seem to be slipping. So what's going on is the question. And some of the early results that I'm finding is that Firefox, the latest version of Firefox, is really good.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said. What? What do you mean? They're doing really good. Well, according to this latest story, it says that Firefox it's fresh. Some of the things that people didn't like or that weren't doing well, they have fixed some of those things. As a matter of fact, it looks like right now, with Firefox, they could potentially be the reason why Chrome is losing some of its strength in this file. Now, IE9 though is doing very well, and it seems to be eating some of the market share from its other IE versions, and I think also because the new version is coming out on a lot of new hardware devices. And I also heard recently that the new version, IE10, IE10 is actually supposed to be really good because the way that it sort of interacts with the whole Windows 8.
Yeah, see, the only thing about it, though, don't you have to have Windows 7 to even get to 9?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can or cannot. I don't use 9 anyway. So I don't know if that is.
What IE do you use?
I don't use IE.
Okay, what IE
I don't use IE.
You don't know what IE is on your machine?
I
said, what IE is on your machine?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Have you ever
I don't
clicked
open
on it?
I probably don't. I don't click on it. No. From the chat room, I see that Eileen says, "But I won't touch Firefox. It just won't happen." She says, "Let's see." Going up a little bit. Let's see here.
She said Chrome crashes because of Flash.
Oh yeah, that happens. It happens quite a bit.
Yeah,
that bothers me.
But I was a Firefox fan before Chrome came out. That was my other browser.
You know, I used to use Firefox, especially early on in my doctoral process. I used it because of this Zotero.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I used it for. And then when it got to the point that Chrome was just much faster, it loaded faster and all that, I said, well, what am I doing on Firefox? Because Firefox took forever to load. But even now, I mean, Chrome, it crashes a lot and it's becoming really chunky. And it doesn't load as fast as it once did. I remember those commercials where you could like shoot a bullet and Chrome would load faster than a shooting bullet.
Really?
Yeah. Today, it's not that fast. You try to do that today and it's like, oh.
On a new machine, you could do it.
I think you got to have like nothing Like, you can't have anything. You can't log in, nothing. It doesn't count. It should just open up, by the way.
You can't log in on your machine? And then Chrome's still a little slow?
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm asking. Is that what you were saying? You said you can't log into nothing?
Yeah, you can't.
Don't even turn on the machine. Like, the computer can't even be on.
Computer love. Yeah, so I don't know. Tim says Jenny stopped by to listen. By the way, yeah, we're gonna pull in a couple other interviews as well. So I'm glad that Jenny stopped by. Did I say hi to Neil? If I didn't say hi to Neil, hey man,
what up?
How's it go, sir?
He said you do have to have IE or Vista.
Vista, okay.
IE9.
Well, again, I don't even use IE9, so. I don't use IE.
Oh,
so
Miss
that's
Eileen's chatting with Jenny right now.
Oh, really?
Right now.
Oh, really?
Like they're DMing each other.
Like right now?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, leave it to Miss Eileen to keep us.
She said she already knew her.
Oh, she did?
I don't know. I'm just sure.
Oh,
she probably does though.
Mike, stop doing that.
What?
All right. Anyway, let's move on to another interview that we have here. Eileen says, "Yep."
See.
What? Yep, that you knew her, or yep, that you're talking to her?
I don't know. You gotta leave that to your imagination.
All right. Well, let's move on to another interview. This one here is with Gregory Ng. We got a chance to listen to his presentation yesterday, and then we had a chance to talk to him after it was all said and done. And we'll talk after the break. Here it goes. All right, this is Damon Nolan. We're coming to you from the Triangle AMA Digital Marketing Training Camp 2012. I have Tim Arthur here, Michael Render, and we have a special guest, Gregory Ng from Brooks Bell. You just finished your presentation on, I guess it's steps to convert existing visitors to customers using data, testing, and personalization.
That's a mouthful, huh?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Man, it's good to have you. This would be, I think, the second time we've had you on the show. The first time
true.
we had you, I think we were on your show.
You were.
Parallel universes.
Yeah, parallel universes, as we said. Wow. Yeah. So it's a little bit different to see you in this role. It says you are the Chief Experience Officer.
That's
What
right.
is that all about?
Basically, on the day-to-day, what I do is I lead strategic and creative teams for our company. So it's kind of a cross between a chief strategic officer and a chief creative officer, but kind of blended together. And the reason why is we feel really strongly that there shouldn't be a silo there. It really needs to be integrated. And best way to integrate that is to actually have leadership start at that integrated level and start kind of just creating cultivating a culture that really believes in collaboration across both of those functions.
Wow. Now, up until recently, I had no idea what Brooks Bell was. So for some of us who don't know, what is Brooks Bell?
Sure. So we are a 22-person agency based in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
We're experts in online conversion.
Gotcha.
So what that means is we care about how do you convert people online. That could be an e-commerce store. It could be a more business-to-business type venture. But what we do is using A/B and multivariate testing, we optimize conversion paths. That's basically what we do.
Wow. And that leads pretty much to what you were talking about today. It's all about the data is kind of the message I got out of this.
That's true.
And I'm fascinated by what you do, what your company is doing. I mean, the fact is that you're looking at behaviors. What are they doing when they come to your website? It's fascinating. And I know we have one of the guys on our team who that's his thing.
He loves it.
That's why I looked over here. I was like, yeah, I think Derek would love that right about now. But
I'll tell you, one of the things that really interested me was your focus on how people are spending money in the wrong places when it comes to conversions.
Right.
They're not looking at the overall optimization of what needs to happen to make that sale or to make them take that cart, and fulfill the purchase. And I'll say a couple of the case studies that you brought up, actually, Adobe with their trial where, continue this trial. They got me. They totally got me. And the fact that you're doing testing and analytics on what people are clicking in that flash window that pops up is very, it's very interesting, and I think people need to really focus on that because they will cater email messages to you. By the way, your trial ends in 3 days. Oh, here's this nice golden carrot. Here's a nice discount.
That's right.
And they got me. I bought it. And I was one. You said sometimes people go into a bundle. That was me. I was looking at Adobe Audition, and I ended up getting the whole master collection. And they got me because I'm like, wow, look at all these awesome tools that I need.
Here's something that I think companies forget about is they're afraid to ask questions of their prospects or their customers. And when you look at that Adobe model, you have already raised your hand, have downloaded a trial. So you in my eyes, if I was Adobe, you owe me something, right? I'm giving you access to this very expensive software, worth it, but expensive for 30 days for free.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Well, they require you to create that online profile, and they've got your email address and your mailing address and your phone number. Technically, obviously people fudge some of that, but they've got your email address and they can get you. And I was curious. You mentioned people doing different things online to increase conversions. And Adobe tends to come into my mind. Because when you're on a lot of websites, you get these pop-ups on that's like, oh, we're here. Can we answer a question for you? Let's chat. In your experience from what you've seen, has that led to increased conversions?
It definitely depends. I've seen case studies on both. While my trending message was data is king, my second trending message is it all depends. It always depends. And the reason why is it depends on how sophisticated you have modeled it out as the company. I've seen situations where some chat window pops up. Look, I'm still in discovery mode. I don't want to talk to anyone virtually or in person. But there are other times where, based on my behavior, and you can track all of this, I'm confused, right? I'm trying to find a contact, or I'm going back and forth, or I've left and I've come back in the next 10 minutes. All of that stuff are triggers that you should use, and that's where I've seen that work.
Awesome.
Now, Brookspell, is this only for the major players, or who are your target audiences?
Our clients are all enterprise level clients, and part of that is when we talked about the 5 T's of testing. It's really important for us to make an impact for our clients, to give them an ROI. We don't want to enter into any relationship where we're not both profiting from the relationship. In order to do that, they need all of those things. They need a testing culture. They need a team that buys into it. They need to trust in the data. But most importantly for us, they need the technology and they need the traffic. So if we're talking kind of mom and pop companies who, believe me, on my other venture, my other website, I test all the time. It takes me way longer to get statistical significance on those tests, but I do it because I buy into testing, right? But for it to be worth it from a return on investment standpoint with our clients, we are really geared toward more enterprise level because of the traffic, because of the value of that conversion.
Makes sense.
So, Greg, let me ask you a question. One of the guys that Damon was talking about that works with us, he's been talking about getting us to try to do A/B testing for higher ed for our website. So, is there any such thing as too much testing? Like, can you overdo? Is there?
Absolutely.
There's not. Okay.
There is. There isn't too much. There isn't a such thing of over obsessing about testing, but in terms of running tests, you want to start off slow. You want to start off very broad, and you want to. And remember, I was talking about KPIs. You want to start off broad, all towards learning about one particular metric. And so the danger is you can get real excited, and you could be like, I'm going to test this and this and this and this and this, and you by the end of it, you have sliced and diced that traffic so much that you don't have any traffic left over per version to get good results in a timely manner. So my recommendation is start with one test. See how long it takes to get that statistical significance. See if that points towards the goal that you're trying to influence. And then if it comes really quickly, there are some tests. I don't know a hard stat, but what I do know is that, like PayPal, for example, they can run a test and get statistical significance in minutes. They turn it on, in a couple minutes, they know. Right. They can test whatever. Right. They have enough traffic. But for any other company, that isn't doing billions of transactions a day, it's important to start broad and then get those results, and then start adding more tests to that. So that's the only thing I would caution.
Okay.
It is a good problem to have, is to love testing.
Well, I want to say thanks for spending some time with us. For those who are interested in getting more information on you and what your company does, where can they find you?
They can find me personally on Twitter at Gregory Ng, GregoryYng, or at Brooks Bell at Brooks Bell Inc. And they can also find us at brooksbell.com.
Excellent. Thanks again, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Excellent.
Cool.
So what do you think about that? Any takeaways from there, Mike?
Test often. No, I'm joking. But no, I mean, like we talked about it before. Like I know Derek talks about A and B testing, and I can see how we could benefit from gathering that information to make our website better. So for him to do that professionally and be able to speak on it like how he did in the interview, I mean, it kind of put the two and two together. Like, okay, yeah, we really should kind of invest into doing some sort of testing just to, know where we stand and know what to do better. So
yeah,
I mean, that's why I came away from it.
Yeah, one of the things that really I think did it for me when I sat and listened to his presentation, and even afterwards, I think it's all about the data, right?
Always.
I mean, it's definitely the message that we're getting from some of these consultants, and it's definitely something that I'm getting right now from Gregory Ng. Man, is it comes down to what do the numbers say, and for him, when we look at our website, and it doesn't have to even be our website, it can be anybody's website. When you look at it and you say, well, what are people going? And why are they going there? And then one of the things I like that he said too was, come up with an assumption. What are your assumptions? And you can have those. It's okay. But then test your assumptions, right? And this is, I guess, is a part of your of you being a scientist, if you will, is that you have these questions that you have to prove, and you use the data to prove that. And when we make any decisions, whether it's building a website or moving a link from here to there, or making this picture, when you make those decisions, you look at what the numbers are telling you to say, well, is it working? And he ran through like 10 different case studies during his presentation, where he basically said, in this study, we looked at their base, and they said that they were only getting this amount, and then we made a change. It decreased the users. Well, if we moved the picture over here into the corner, we increased it by 15%. And it's that kind of testing that really helps us to make better decisions. And the other thing that I kind of got out of this, and it was some of the other presentations as well, is how do you fully understand what your customers want?
Yeah.
You ask them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? I thought that was I know it sounds so simple, and really, when you look at some of this common sense stuff that we're talking about here, it just kind of feels like, yeah, I knew that, but I just didn't practice it. Right? It's like you need a reminder to tell you, oh yeah, I'm supposed to, ask the customer what they really want. And part of that is talking to them, right? And I remember one of the speakers got up there and said, look, I went back and talked to all 1,000 of my customers to ask them specifically, what do you want? Is this working for you? How can we make it better?
Yeah.
And it's priceless. And it sounds so simple, but it's priceless. And I think that is the case for just about anything that we do, whether it is building web pages, or whether it's sending out a newsletter like Miss Eileen has been doing, or if it's something at home. Maybe you're dealing with something at house. Ask the customer, what do you guys want?
Yeah, how you want this to work?
Yeah.
How do you know it will work for you?
Yeah, and then prove it.
Right.
Anyway, I appreciate
show your work.
I appreciate Greg for chiming in on that. It definitely is some really good information and really valuable. I see Tim Arthur is making a request from the sidelines. He's saying, please, sir, don't play the last interview. Save that for our weekend show. I wonder if I should. I'll let you guys think about it. I know, right?
Play a buffer.
In any case, let me let us go and take a look at some of these blogs, shall we? We call this Blog Roll, and Blog Roll sounds like this.
Sound like thunder.
All right, Blog Roll is when we take a look at what you guys are writing, what you're putting out there into the blogosphere. And right now we have a couple stories that we want to talk to you about. One we got from our girl, Miss Eileen Smith. It is called Why You Shouldn't Care About Blogging Schedules, written by Javan Jacob John
Jacob Jingle
Heimer Smith.
Heimer?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, right? That's the song?
We would say hyper.
Oh, is that how you used to say it?
We couldn't talk.
So anyway, so the story is basically this: is to say, do you or should you care about blogging schedules? And according to this author, Javan Jacob John, he's not really of the opinion of schedules.
Okay.
So what is a blogging schedule? If we can talk about that, what is a blogging schedule? A blogging schedule, I assume, is basically when you say, look, I'm going to write every single day at 2:00, and I'm going to stick to it.
Okay.
He says, well, look, that can potentially hurt your creativity, right? So I'm going to just post this link out to you so you guys can go out there and grab it, and you can get your own, read it for yourself. But I want to talk just a second about the blogging schedule for me. I actually have a blogging schedule myself. In this case, I'm talking about every day at 4:30. I'm supposed to sit down and I'm supposed to write. And I gotta say, man, sometimes it's harder than others to write like that, because you have to you have to constantly be in this place of, okay, what am I gonna write about today? And then you have to kind of bring your ideas around to it, and then you write. And sometimes I don't feel inspired to write. And I think sometimes when you're not inspired to write, it comes across as just being robotic and very much, like I'm just writing because I have to.
Right.
But you know what though? If I believe that if you are a professional, then you should be able to just write. Maybe you write in the morning, maybe you write in the evening, maybe you write when you feel inspired. But if you just keep writing, maybe you can just have a number of blog posts to just pull from. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What are you guys for or against blogging schedules? Does it really matter?
It seems like it will make you write if you stick to it, but I don't know. For me, it's a lot to think about to put a blog together, or it won't feel full to me. Like I gotta go get the pictures and all the graphics and stuff like that. So it's a lot of time in writing blogs. So when you're kind of on the schedule, man, especially being in the morning or however you use it, is that even part of your concern? Like, okay, I know I want to write something, but I can't find a picture that's going to say what I need to say. So you just omit it and just be like, well, I got to stick with the schedule and just write.
That's true.
I mean, I'm saying, I was asking.
No, I
that's what you do?
That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
'Tis true.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I guess. I'm for it, though.
Well, I like it
to write.
I think I have to schedule it. That's just me personally.
Yeah, for those who have jobs.
Yeah, I have to schedule
for us.
I have to schedule it, because if I don't schedule it, it won't get done. Because my day, and I think that's pretty much, I schedule everything. I mean, I schedule the trip to the bathroom. It's pretty much what I do. Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
Wait a second. I gotta go schedule that right quick, because because look, there's so much to do, and if you don't put this stuff, and if you don't schedule this stuff, then you either forget about it because you let something else get in the way.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or you tend to work on something else, and that takes all into your time. So you have to make sure you have it off and on, an off or on sort of switch. And for me, it's just having that schedule. So I want to say thank you to Miss Eileen for sharing that with us. Also want to move on to a couple other stories. I also have a couple of our live blogs that I did yesterday while I was at the event, and Eileen says, thanks so much for sharing the article. I keep trying to find unique ways to say things, or to say thanks. How do you like that one? Oh, I like it. Thanks for featuring the article. Hey, you know what? I appreciate you, Miss Eileen, and anything that I can do to help you, I'm there for you. Definitely. In any case, I want to share this link. This is the live blog from Gregory Ng's presentation, and the title of it is Converting Existing Visitors to Customers. And there's a number of really cool things here. Number one, there are 3 first steps that you must have. Number 1 is to believe in the data. And again, we go back to believing in the data. Number 2, you must learn. And number 3, you got to stay on target. There are actually 10 takeaway ideas that you can use right now. If you want to go there to this website, you can go to I'm going to share this in the chat room. But you go to DamonNolan.com. You can see the latest story there. There you go. And all right, I'm sorry. I had to get rid of this guy. I don't know who this Bin Laden is, but we're gonna keep it moving. I had to boot him out right quick. But in any case, I share that with you in the chat room. Feel free to grab it. And let me share another one. This next one is another live blog that was written. This one here is called Search Engine, and I guess I better spell it right, Search Engine and Landing Page Optimization. And it looks like my spelling is off in my title. Oops, I had better change that. Anyway, this one here is, again, written by Jenny Hallis, and it's just more of the details of her presentation. She talks about keyword research, talks about the fundamentals of usability, keeping it short, some of the key points there. I'll share this with you as well. And then I have the third one, which is the one that Tim does not want me to share with you until after we play it on the other show. But I have another presentation or another live blog from the event, and this one here was of Peter Shankman, who we had an opportunity to speak with. And this one here is from his, I think he did like an hour and 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. It was a long presentation, but he really kept everyone alive. He speaks so fast. The name of his is called Deliver Amazing Customer Service with Social Media. And I have that one as well, and I'll share that with you in the chat room. But you can, again, if you're listening from an archive show, you can always go back to DamonNolan.com and get all of these and read them at your leisure.
Cool.
Denied. Yes, that's right, Miss Eileen. Denied. Booty. You don't get to come in here and chit-chat.
Booty.
Uh-huh. All right, so there's the third one. Also, this morning, Mike, and this one was for you, but this morning I also posted one on the dissertation, continuing to blog via the dissertation, or continuing to write the dissertation via the blog, rather. I figured this is what I would do differently. What I figured I would do differently is I would try to just squeeze in whatever I can squeeze in the course of an hour in my morning whenever I'm doing this, and that's what I did this morning. So anyway, there you go. All right, let's see here, and let us go back to one last story. This one here is it's called Buy Frito-Lay Snacks and then get free items in the Zynga games. That's the latest story coming from Mashable. Zynga has inked a deal with Frito-Lay that rewards buyers of the snacks such as Lay's classic potato chips or Doritos. You can get virtual items. For those of you who are still playing games, the Zynga games like Farmville, Castleville, or
90
Cityville,
seconds.
You can go to Walmart right now and you can get these little packages of chips and get freebies such as let's see here. You get a spring llama, or you can get an apartment, or you can even get a Sunburst banner if you buy Cheetos. So also you can get a $15 or $25 gift card or game card only from Walmart. And that's going to run from March 1st until April 12th.
60 seconds.
All right. Well, let me say that is going to do it for us today. Let me throw on our music so we can get up out of here. But let me say thank you to Miss Jenny, who is joining us right now. Jenny Hallis, thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. Pleasure having you, and we'll be sharing those the audio file with you shortly. But I want to remind all of you that you can listen live in an archive right here by going to blogtalkradio.com/Damon. We're here, Damon Nolan. We're here every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us back here tomorrow. And don't forget, you can find the higher quality audio over there on YouTube. Later on today, you can go to youtube.com/Damon Nolan. I want to thank all of you for hanging out with us today. We really do appreciate it. And don't forget, we will be speaking to you tomorrow. So until then, Mike Render.
Deuces.
Deuces.